Hey guys, it's Eric with Low VA Rates. As you can tell, it's another amazing Friday. I'm wearing red. We wear red every Friday here at Low VA Rates. Just by way of reminder, red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. So thanks for your service. If you're a spouse or family member of someone who has served, thank you. And try to wear red with us on Fridays. Our entire company wears red. It's an outward expression of how we feel inside about those that we work with here at Low VA Rates. Anyhow, today we're talking about VA refinancing. There are two main types of refinances. I'm going to get into both of them today. The first one is the cash out refinance, okay? Cash out. Also, sometimes referred to as an equity, VA equity loan. So what happens is when you have a home, let's just say, for example, you've bought your home for $100,000 10 years ago. The market's gone up, it's now worth $200,000. What happens is you're now sitting on $100,000 worth of equity. And as a veteran, you have the ability to pull that money right out of your house. Now, what would you want to use that money for? I'm sure there's a huge list of things that you would want to use $100,000 for. The VA puts no restrictions on the VA cash out. You can use that cash any way you want. Now, let it be known here at Low VA Rates, we do not suggest that you go out and just waste this money or be ignorant with it, right? We want you to be fiscally responsible. Some very important things you can do with this cash out. You can take care of your credit cards, okay? Listen, your credit cards are probably somewhere between, on the low end, 10%. Reality, you're up over 20% interest rate on your credit cards. By taking the cash out of your home and paying off those credit cards, that's a smart thing to do with your equity. You can do home improvements, okay? What sort of home improvements? I've got a neighbor, he's putting in a swimming pool. That's a great thing to do. You can improve the resale value of your home by adding a garage, building a swimming pool. Maybe you just want to put in a theater. Again, no restriction. You can just take the cash in a lump sum, use it for a rainy day, put it in the bank and invest it. Anyhow, here are some things that differentiate the VA cash out from other conventional or FHA or other types of cash outs. I think I already mentioned 100% of the value of your home can be pulled out. So you owe $100,000, it's worth $200,000. You can take 100% of your equity out as a veteran. Conventional FHA loans, they don't go any higher than 80%. So instead of having $100,000 accessible, you'd be stuck at $80,000. More cash for veterans. Lower interest rates, like I said, lower rates. Sorry if hopefully you guys can all see this here. Right now, interest rates are somewhere down in the mid 3s to low 4s. Depending on when you're watching this video, that might not be the case, but your interest rates on a mortgage are always lower than interest rates are going to be on credit cards or other sorts of like unsecured debt. Another reason to do a VA cash out loan, we've seen veterans that for one reason or another never got into a VA loan to begin with. They're in a conventional loan, they're in an FHA loan. These normally have higher rates, they have mortgage insurance, so you can refinance out of one of those non-VA loans into a VA loan. Even if you're not pulling cash out, the VA still refers to that type of mortgage as a cash out loan. That's when you're going from a non-VA loan into a VA loan. Now, I don't really want to call these cons. What we just talked about were a bunch of pros, a bunch of reasons to do the VA cash out. What are some of the downsides, okay? We like to educate you here so that you can make your own decision. Some of the downsides might be costs, okay? It does cost money to do a cash out. I should probably work on my handwriting here, but you've got to get an appraisal. The only way to determine how much equity you have in your home is to have an appraiser come out to your home and appraise the property. Something else to consider when looking to do a cash out refinance, there is additional paperwork and effort on your part. Now, we talk about VA Streamlines a lot, which is what I'm going to talk about next, and all the benefits of the Streamline. Some of the difficult parts of a cash out is you're going to have to get your W-2s, possibly your tax returns. There's more paperwork. It's very similar to when you bought your home with a VA mortgage. It's just more detailed. There's more work for you. But again, the pros certainly outweigh the cons. If you've been considering tapping into the equity of your home, the VA cash out loan by far is one of the best loans out there for you. Now let's talk about the VA Streamline. Again, we're talking about refinances right now. So the VA Streamline is the other type of it's the other type of refinance that you can get with the VA. Okay, and we have a lot of videos out there online about the Streamline loan. Here's why I love the Streamline loan and I suggest veterans get the Streamline loan. Number one, lower rate, okay? If rates are higher today than they were when you bought your house, or when you got your mortgage, I should say, you're probably not interested in a Streamline. But it just so happens that the Fed cut interest rates 3 times in 2019. Whether or not they're going to do it here at the end of the year, I'm not sure. But rates are low right now. There are literally hundreds of thousands of veterans that bought homes or got mortgages in the last year who can take advantage of the VA Streamline by getting into a lower rate. There's no appraisal. There's almost no paperwork. Streamline, the way I like to explain it, fast and easy, stress-free. We're experts at the Streamline here. Some other things besides lower rate, no appraisal, lower VA funding fee if you aren't an exempt veteran, meaning if you don't receive disability, your funding fee on a VA Streamline is significantly cheaper than any other type of VA loan out there. One of the big benefits that you get out of a Streamline, we kind of call this an unintended benefit. It is not a reason on its own merits to do a VA Streamline, but you get 2 payments deferred. For example, it's November. Depending on when you're watching this, maybe it's later, but today it's November, and you're going to get 2 payments off when you do a VA Streamline. For example, let's just say you're closing in early November. If you set your loan up correctly, you don't need to make your November payment. You don't need to make your December payment. Your first payment's not due until next year in January. Unintended consequence or benefit of doing a VA Streamline. You can also get a refund of your escrow money. So as you know, you have taxes and insurance that are due every single month with your mortgage payment. It's part of that total mortgage payment. That's why we refer to it as PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Well, that taxes and insurance is sitting in an escrow account. It gets refunded to you. Okay, I'm gonna come over here. Escrow, refund. Again, another unintended benefit of the VA Streamline. So you can see between the 2 payments and the escrow refund, it's a nice quick little cash infusion. The real reason we're doing it, lower interest rate, lower mortgage payment, fast and easy. You gotta take advantage of these interest rates while they're low. Similar to the cons of the cash out. I don't really like referring to these as cons, but that's kind of what people are looking for on the internet when they're searching videos. Why would you not want to do a Streamline? Well, listen, if you're not able to recoup your closing costs within 36 months, as we've talked about in other videos, you're not even eligible. So one of the reasons, similar to the cons of the cash out, I don't really like referring to these as cons, but that's kind of what people are looking for on the internet when they're searching videos. Why would you not want to do a Streamline? Well, listen, if you're not able to recoup your closing costs within 36 months, as we've talked about in other videos, you're not even eligible. So one of the reasons not to do a Streamline is the costs just outweigh the savings. Steer clear of a Streamline if you don't have sufficient savings to justify the costs. Also keep in mind, if you have a bunch of debt, credit cards, or you need to get into your equity, you can't use a Streamline to pull that equity out of your house. You got to go back to the loan we were just talking about and use the VA cash out. Now there is one exception. Here's where I'm going to end. And you can do this EEM loan with either of these 2 refinances I just talked about. The EEM, there's a funky M there, stands for Energy Efficient Mortgage. You can combine an EEM with the cash out or with the Streamline. What this allows you to do is get up to, I'm going to put this in real big numbers, up to $6,000, no more than that, but up to $6,000 added into your Streamline or your cash out at no additional cost to you, no additional appraisal or inspection, to do energy efficient improvements, solar panels, new AC, weather stripping, insulation. I do want to clarify one thing. When I say no additional cost, this gets added into your loan. So of course, over the time that you're into that loan, you will be paying more interest on that. And as far as no inspections, no one's going to go in and inspect the solar panel, so to speak, or whatever it is that you do, but we do need to verify that this money that you're getting is being used for the energy efficient upgrade. So there will be some validation that you didn't take the $6,000 and run off to Vegas or do something dumb with it. In order to get that money, you have got to verify and validate that you did the energy efficient improvements on your home. We are experts at this loan. It's a very highly underutilized option to tag onto your VA refinance, cash out, or Streamline. Guys, before we go any further, make sure you hit that red subscribe button down here on the right so that each time we put a video up on YouTube, you get notified first, and then you can share it with everybody you know. We're glad you're watching, so please do that.